What's up, y'all? This your boy Eddie Jackson to Drop That Podcast. This is Fight Talk. But this episode is brought to you by Layback TV. Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, all the languages, all the HBOs you can imagine. Go on laybacktv.com so you can see how you download it on your iPhones, Androids, and your Fire Sticks, okay? Now, let's get into Fight Talk, all right? So, a fight announcement already got. I'm talking DDP, Dricus du Plessis, is taking on Kamaru Usman, former champions, going at it. DDP, former middleweight champion, and Usman, a former welterweight champion. Last time we saw Kamaru Usman at middleweight, he basically needed only 2 more rounds to beat Hamza Chimaev, and I had Usman literally going to gain the momentum in that 3rd round. But I think that's going to be that's an intriguing fight. Usman could literally skip the fucking line and go for a shot. He could possibly, if Usman defeats Dricus du Plessis, he might be able to go skyrocket all the way to Sean Strickland, who he has defeated before for the middleweight championship, and right off in the sunset. I think the days of Usman being welterweight champion is pretty much over with. But he's got the fucking, like, the built to pack on 185 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh just put out something regarding a tumor in the brain. And within the next 2 to 3 years, he could forget his name and so forth. I don't like this, especially for his health. You know what I mean? I hope he could fight it. He's got the bread, he's got the major resources, the connections to possibly get the best neurologist forget the country, in the world, to possibly get that tumor out and get 100% health. But in the fight world, this fucking sucks, because this guy is the main reason a lot of fights were made. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could look at Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. That fight took like fucking 2+ years to make. Yeah, it happened at the right time because they both were running the welterweight division. Spence had the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles, and the WBO was held by Crawford, so it was undisputed. You know what I mean? But it's like, can you say it was Spence's prime? You can say it was Crawford, but can you say it was Spence's prime? I don't think that mattered. That fight happened when it happened. But these are the reasons I'm saying this, because Turki Al-Sheikh was literally making these fights happen. The Usyk versus Fury fight. He tried to make the Wilder versus Fury fight, but Wilder just kept losing. Like, he makes these fights happening, and now these fights are probably not gonna fucking happen. It's sad to say. Let's go. Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, is going to be trained by Jose Benavidez Sr., which is David Benavidez's father. New trainers. I wonder why, did Tank's trainers, stop believing in him or what? I don't know. It'd kind of be interesting to know what the hell is that about. See, Dustin Poirier gets arrested drunk, getting kicked off the plane. Oh, yeah, I saw this video. Yo, I don't know what the fuck Dustin was taking, but he was livid. And what the fuck was he doing by himself, on Father's Day? You know what I'm saying? He gets arrested on Father's Day. It's a father of 2 now. Got a daughter, got a son, good father. Got his wife. He's lucky his wife don't got a platform. Just because you're retired did not mean you got to replace it with alcohol, bro. But then again, he is from Louisiana. They got great shit going down in New Orleans, Bourbon Street and so forth. So, but that didn't make any fucking time wasted. Kobe Chaos Covington, RAF wrestler, former UFC fighter, makes fun of him. Took it to an expense. Honestly, I understand. He's got his beef with a lot of people at ATT. Rather if it was fucking Jorge Masvidal, who was his best friend, Dustin Poirier, Kayla Harrison. Kobe don't fuck with them over there at ATT. I'm surprised he hasn't fucked with the founder, Dan Lambert. But yeah. But Dustin's not a fucking wrestler. I don't get what this is going to get. Maybe he just used it for a little catapult of promo. Because he's got his match in July against Arman Sarukian. Let's see how that goes. I got Kobe winning that match, actually. But let's see what happens. The Meta UFC rankings has been released. Yeah, I took a glimpse of that shit. I don't know what it's based off. A lot of people lost their spots in the rankings. I mean, I know Ilya Topuria lost at the White House against Justin Gaethje. It was his first loss, right? I don't understand why Meta rankings literally puts him 4 spots. You know, like he knocked the fuck out of Charles Oliveira a year ago, right? He knocked him out to win the title. They fought for a vacant title from Islam moving up to welterweight. I don't understand why is Ilya had to go 4 spots. You know, yeah, I mean, it counts as a TKO when you quit on the stool, but I don't understand why he had to fall 4 spots. That don't make any sense, but that's just me. Oh shit, we got Xander Zayas taking on Boots Ennis this Saturday for the unified WBC and what was it, WBC? I think it's the WBC and the WBA. No, WBC and WBO. What's it? I think it's 154 pounds, so I think it's super welterweight. Yeah, super welterweight. Whoo, okay. My bro literally told me he got Zayas. I got Boots, you know, and this is the infamous Top Rank Promotions versus Matchroom Promotions. And we got a segue to go right into Matchroom. But yeah, I got Boots Ennis. This is gonna be a good fight. I can't fucking wait. I got Boots Ennis winning the Unified Championship at 154. This is a big fucking fight. You know, they're like, oh, go for Xander because he's Puerto Rican. I'm going for the most experienced fighter, and it's Boots. It could go either way, but I got Boots winning. I don't know if he wins by TKO. I think we got a 12-round brawl going on, and I think it's going to be interesting. But I got Boots. Boots has been waiting to get this platform. Speaking of Matchroom Promotions, Ian Machado Gary has become the second UFC fighter to sign with Matchroom Talent Agency. The first fighter is UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, which is very interesting. Very interesting. Who's going to be the third? Because speaking of Ian Machado Gary, the UFC 330 main event and co-main event for Philadelphia just got announced. We got the women's strawweight championship. Mackenzie Dern and Robinson in the co-main event. But in the main event, we got the welterweight championship on the line. Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Machado Gary. It's very interesting. Very interesting. What is Ian Machado Gary gonna get into with Matchroom Talent Agency? I mean, I don't see any boxers signed to that. Just UFC fighters are making headlines, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We got Rolly Romero possibly facing Teofimo Lopez at 147 for the WBA welterweight title. I think we don't have any contenders for Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero is going on over a year since he fought. I mean, I don't get it. I don't really get it. What's up with the WBA, yo? I swear to fucking Christ. You got WBA champion Rolly Romero, WBA champion Gervonta Davis. There's something so crooked going. I know there's something crooked going on at WBC, but I don't know what the fuck is with WBA. For the start of it, I don't understand how you got a super champion and a regular champion. Bitch, it should be only one champion for that division, but that's just me. We got Clarissa Shields now with her next fight, Kay Scott, in August. It's going down in Atlanta, I believe, for the WBC and WBA middleweight championship. She's going back down to middleweight after she fought at heavyweight, and she's going to take on Kay Scott, who's 5-1, and no Chris Cyborg. I think Clarissa Shields would definitely make some headlines by knocking out Chris Cyborg. Chris Cyborg needs Clarissa Shields. Clarissa doesn't need Cyborg, but that's a good fucking fight to have on your resume, especially a good name. Speaking of Chris Cyborg, she has now booked. Where's that? She has booked her retirement fight at MMA. Let's see, Caitlin Velin. She's a former UFC fighter, former UFC bantamweight fighter, going to PFL, and they're gonna face each other in Tampa for the PFL featherweight championship, and it's gonna be Chris Cyborg's final fight in MMA. She tried going for the Ronda fight, didn't happen. She got Holly Holm. That was a good fight. She got the Amanda Nunes fight. That fight, don't get me wrong, even though it was one round and she got knocked out, it was a good fight, I would just say. What else we got? We got what's that? Oh, Trevor. Is Justin Gaethje going to retire? I think he should. As far as a lightweight goes, retire the belt. You're not gonna fucking do anything bigger than the White House. You got a backflip off the cage with the White House in the background. You literally made one of the top fighters, undefeated in the world, who destroyed Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira, all with the matter of 2 to 3 years. Two-weight division champion, and you made him quit on the stool, and you finally got the undisputed lightweight championship. You're the only American that was fighting for a freedom belt that is an American with a fucking American flag on the belt. You know what I'm saying? And the only fighter to win interim lightweight championship, a BMF championship, a freedom championship, and an undisputed championship. Retire, or wait to see what Conor does so you can get that fight. Go out with a bang. That right there, that moneymaker would fucking set you up for life. Rather, if you win or lose, you set yourself for life. You don't need to fight at lightweight no more. You're done. That's it. There's nothing there for you at all. There's nothing there for you. You beat Dustin Poirier. You beat Ilya Poirier. You fucking beat Michael Chandler. You beat everyone. There's no reason to give Arman Sarukian a shot, Charles Oliveira a shot. None of these motherfuckers deserve a shot at all. I know Charles wants to win, wants to do a belt for belt. You already won the BMF belt. You don't need it. Wait for Conor. Get the fight in December. That's it. Speaking of Conor McGregor signs a 2-fight deal. Pretty much got jerked. His fight is in July against Max Holloway for International Fight Week, but his next fight is not scheduled till April of 2027. I think if he goes there and gives a fight of the night or starches Max Holloway, I don't see him waiting until April. I think he gets that shit done by December. He'll be the end of the year fight. Definitely. Michael Chandler's still fighting? No one gives a shit. You're done. I'm done with you. Still no Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. It ain't happening in International Fight Week. We know that. I thought it was going to, since it didn't happen at the White House. It's not happening in Philly. Personally, I think it's either going to happen October or November. If I had to be a betting man, I would say November. Madison Square Garden. Why not? But it's happening this year, guaranteed. Let's see. Trevor Whitman makes new MMA gloves offering to the UFC for $100 million. No fingers out. It's actually curved. I heard a lot of people say talk about this. I mean, some people even said it should leave options for the fighters. You know what I mean? Because if you have those gloves, you probably know it's going to be them striking. But it will eliminate the eye pokes. I mean, is the problem gloves? We tried the gloves thing. They went gold gloves. They changed everything and they went back to the gloves. I don't know if it's the gloves. I definitely think you need to start deducting points. Poke me, point taken out. Kick me in the nuts, point taken out. Headshots to the back of the head, point taken out. Fence grab, point taken out. Done. Motherfuckers will stop doing that as soon as you take points away. Finally, UFC at the Coliseum. I mean, look what they actually did. You know what I mean? Dana challenged himself to have it at the Sphere in Las Vegas. He did it. Cost him a lot of money. Ended up being a whack ass card. UFC. The president suggested to do it at the White House in the South Lawn. He did it. Ended up being iconic. Very blessed and lucky. What else? It ended up being a blessing in disguise with the weather, and every fight on the card was a knockout. How do you top that? I mean, we saw Ring Magazine pull off a fight at the Pyramids of Giza. Iconic to have a boxing ring by the pyramids in Egypt. Whoo, that's fucking fire, bro. And that's one of my favorite places to go to. I want to go there. How do you could probably do the Coliseum in Rome, but who's gonna put up the money? If it's 20 million, 50 million, 100 million, who's gonna put up the money? I don't know anybody who's gonna put up the money, to be honest. But it would be so fucking fire to have an octagon right there in the Coliseum. Holy shit, it'd be Gladiator all over again. But I don't know. We'll see how shit goes. But that's all Fight Talk. I'm your boy Eddie Jackson. So drop that podcast. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about the DDP Usman fight. I don't really care what your opinion is about the Dustin Poirier antics. What do you feel about Tank's new trainer, Jose Benavidez, the UFC rankings? Who do you got against Zayas and Boots this weekend? Do you think Justin Gaethje's going to retire or wait for Conor? What's your take on the Trevor Whitman gloves? What else? Oh, the fights that were announced for UFC 330. Do you think Romero and Tio Lopez gets announced soon? What you think about Clarissa Shields' next fight? And Ian Machado Gary's signing to Matchroom Talent Agency. Let me know what you feel about it in the comments. This is your boy Eddie Jackson to Drop That Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe and like. I'm your boy. Later.